Hey. What's up, everybody? Good morning. Club's just getting warmed up. Happy Saturday. Time for some track feedback. And to kick it off, right now we're listening to a new release from Mighty Vibrations Records. It's Infinite Hybrid Patterns, Psytrance. And it sounds like this. Monitor off. Check that out. Stop looking at this. I just turned my phone off. Dude, right? This release. Oh my gosh. Mighty Vibrations. I've been enjoying this one, but we're not here to listen to Psytrance all day, as much as that might be fun. Or to listen to dub techno all day. This release is called, the project's called 130. It's to celebrate the 130th release on Insectorama. And it's a three albums of dub techno that all feel deep like this. So clear your ears and prepare. And there's mixed texture. So I'll talk about that later. Paul Robinson, what is going on with you falling down on the rocks? I hope you guys are okay. Sorry you can't be at the stream, but we're gonna do your track first. And okay, Discord is closed. Before we get into playing the music, I'll put on some background music. So on Friday, we did a label submissions live stream. It was an unlisted stream, but I would like to know if it's okay with you guys, your people here in the chat right now are basically the producers on there. Do you think it's a good idea to share that stream as a replay into the Facebook group? Because in my mind, I'm thinking I want to tell people the news, tell them what we're working on, give them a little preview of some of the music that's coming up, and just be open about the process of like, hey, we're putting together a compilation. Here's the tracks we're looking at. Here's how they fit together. Just what we did in the stream. I think it might be kind of a cool thing to share. But on the other hand, it's unreleased music, and it's other people's unreleased music. So I wanted to ask all y'all as producers, is it okay with you if I share the stream in the Facebook group as a replay? And more importantly, if you think that's a really dumb idea, strategically or whatever, let me know, because I'm not saying it's the best idea. It's just a feeling I had. I like to, share whatever I'm doing. So Discord is closed. Thank you for the submissions. And if you're using Discord, a couple people posted tracks that were harder to find. Just a reminder for everybody watching in the replay, what you do is first you go into Discord and pick the category of what genre, roughly, house, techno, breaks, whatever. Post your link, and then there's a little like chat box above the link that'll say create thread. So you hover your mouse above there, click create thread, and that's gonna make a new thread where only your track is gonna get comments. So when people comment on it, you can find out they're talking about your music and not commenting on 5 other tracks way up above. So you click on there, do create thread, give it a name, set it to 7 days expiration time, and then it will pop up underneath the genre list. So when you see like house and all these names and track names, your track will pop up in there so people can find it and give you comments, and then you can look at it and see the comments, and you know that they're talking about your music, and they know that you put up new music, and it doesn't get all lost in one big bucket, which is what happens on the Facebook thing. So please do that, and it'll keep our housekeeping in good shape. Oh, Scott, that's a good point. Everything is unreleased on all our track feedbacks. Yeah, I mean, I didn't think anybody would have a problem with it, but I'm trying to be aware of like what weird issues might come up if we're getting into publishing and stuff. So, Paul, late entry. This is Den mastering final version, so we're just going to do a little master overview. Matt Schultz, maybe a compilation video with snippets from each tune would be cool. Pretty d'accord. That's a good idea. Snippets. Short, digestible. Okay, I was just checking for any Discord comments. I think this is sounding great. Just put this on, sync right into it. We got 5 minutes. Let's skip through a little bit. Go through the build-up. Yeah, DJ Waters, I know you got your 240 BPM remix coming up. Listen to that low end. Mr. Melvis, what's happening? This is me pushing up the master level here. Yeah, that's a nice job. This sounds great. All the way out to the gritty details at the end. Cool. X that out. All right, knock and roll. Here comes some DJ Waters at the beginning of the show this time. Get ready. And some Mr. Melvis in here.
We have to keep it rocking so no one comes a knocking.
Whoa. That vocal was so unexpected and clear and upfront. I want to go right back to that.
We have to keep it rocking so no one comes a knocking.
Didn't touch the volume and look how that came in.
Rocking.
I like that filter on the drum pick that came in there. Oh, Mr. Melvis, have you not heard this yet? This is I guess he got some guitar layers and Okay, Ian, looking for some ideas to finish this.
Rocking.
Those vocals sound so good. Let me go back. Okay, at 106, there's a kick drum in between where we're going ding-a, 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 and it goes boop, boop, boop. So that little 3-beat thing, boop, boop, boop. The underneath one is not popping through quite enough. Let's check that out again. Those 3 little ones can be louder. That guitar can be louder. Right here, this guitar line. Go big with a reverb, a delay, just make it freaking huge and like crazy. Sorry, I would aim to have that guitar pop through about the same level as the vocal and go knocking. Yeah, the guitar is very... That guitar like that. Wake up. Wait, what? Oh my god, right here. That chugga riff right here. This. Okay. There's this thing in heavy metal where it gets like into the chugs, they call it, like junk, 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 junk. That's like the word for those guitar things. And right here, you just grab some of the chugs and had them on the beat, and it was like amazing. So you know how many times at the end of a track there's a section of just the kick drum and the bass line and like one hi-hat, and we're always like, oh, I would listen to just like that. What I would do is take those chugs at 2 minutes and just extend that period of just that guitar part with the crazy ass beats. I'll try and sing along and see if I could express what I'm imagining. That part. Bow, 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 bow. Right there, exactly. 204. And it's like bow 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 bow. Just like a 3-note bass line, kind of. One more time.
No, knock it. No, knock it.
Yeah, there was a section where you did it, but even more of that.
Rockin'.
And then again here at 2:30.
So no one comes a knockin'.
Oh, what was that drum fill? 238. Digga digga digga. That was cool. I would make that louder too. Yeah.
No, knockin'.
Scott listening at the drive-thru at the McDonald's. That I think that piece of music is in the movie Back to the Future. Rockin' Robin. Is that in the movie Back to the Future? I don't know. Okay, so Matt Schultz talking about guitar and kick drum tails. The kick does have a cool tail. And I do hear what you're saying, that the guitar is totally clashing with the kick drum tail, which is exactly what it's like trying to mix a freaking metal band on stage with 3 guitar amps and a bass amp, all fuzzed out with crazy ass distortion. And you make bandpass filters where the bass is like, has a low and then a little bit of a bright part. And then in the middle, like, I've been at a show where my friend Dave was sound checking these a band with 3 guitars, and the amps were literally like, one was like up here, the other one was like, and the other one was like with the kind of parts of the white noise, totally split them apart. So that's what you got to do to get all that fuzz in place. And I was listening, I was like, are you soloing those different guitars? And he's like, yeah. Shepherd's, maybe a section where the guitar is on the left, right, and the knocking voice is on the left, right. Oh, like a, huh.
No, knockin'.
And there's a thing that's going da da da.
No, knockin'.
That's cool. The kick and the buzz are a little separated, where it's like boom, boom, bam, it. Yeah. 237. That's an amazing break. And 45. Right there, because the kick drum and the buzz are separated, so it goes. The kick goes boom, boom, goes doom, doom, bam, and it's like a. It's almost like a breakbeat thing. It's not just every. So what I'm saying is not like. It's not always alternating the pulp of the kick and the buzz. Get really into this. Yeah.
No, knockin'.
Oh my God. Cool ass track. So yeah, go through the replay, grab those notes, and see what you can do with it. Just calm it down a little bit, people, okay? The South Park teacher. Sunday Dub Disaster Fund. This is 60 BPM. Paul Robinson, Sunday Dub, the whoa, 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 with like 240 BPM on top. We're starting it off quick today. Matt Schultz, band making psytrance combined with electric guitars. Yeah, hey Jens.
We have waited very long years for this moment on unity and connection. A community that's stronger together.
This in headphones right now is like fucking my head up. I'm just gonna turn this up a little bit. more and then bring it back. 2, 2, 3, 4. Okay, phrasing.
Transmission.
3, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so what I did right there was there was a slow part with a different section, and I was feeling it was going to be a break, like predictable, and it went 3 bars and came in on the 4th one. Now, I know there's a lot of offbeat shit, and there's some stuff where you're totally breaking the rules, but in this case, I think it should be 4 bars of that softer beat before the driller kick comes back in. Let's go through and count that one more time because I was really feeling it. Kick drum programming on this was tough because I had 100 monkeys typing on the drum pads with me.
Mission.
I want to find that exact spot and count it again. 3, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4.
Transmission.
So that little break thing, you see what I'm saying? One more bar of that before the driller bass comes back in. Because some things I think should be expected just a little bit. Let's keep going. There's only 4 minutes left.
Transmission.
Vocals are sounding freaking great, man. This part's boring compared to what already happened, but okay. Oh, I totally forgot the dub bass line. Whoa, 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 whoa. That's not really getting communicated, which kind of doesn't matter, but... Maybe at this part, it might be cool to, like, solo that big bass line or something. Okay, so this is a work in progress, and you're going to be building out other stuff that's going to change in here, right? That's cool. Now I get the pulse of, like, feels a little bit like it could be. That was interesting. For a minute there, it felt like it slowed down. The tempo didn't change, but... Oh. Right here. Now I can kind of get back on the baseline tempo of, like, do. So what happened to make it slow down? Hyper right here. So that buzz layer that was going like that cut out. Good riser going up. Yes, that shit is my favorite. Here it comes. That's a good alternation. Like alternating, you know? Getting into the grammar of DJ Waters. One, two, three, four. 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's alternating 1 bar. That's really cool. Wow. I don't know, it feels like you're watching like a machine gun battle between 2 people who are like... I don't know. Wait, what was that? That little pew, that was cool. The sound design is really coming along. Yeah, Shepherds, I was just wondering that. How many elements are in this track, actually? Oh my god. Yeah. Look at that frequency line, too. Unity
to fight for.
So right here, bring it back in the woob. Totally. Woob, woob, woob. Right
A community
at this part, if you could just have the original,
to fight for.
woob, like super deep. And maybe I would do it at the beginning too. Put the original bass woob at the beginning and get rid of the fast kick. Maybe have the clap, right? Woob, woob,
We have waited
woob. So when those vocals are in,
years for this
there's a super low sub pulsing.
and connection.
Woob.
A community
Now we have that riser,
stronger together
and it tells you something crazy gonna happen.
to fight for disaster.
And then have the kick drum come in there. So yeah, like first 30 seconds, cut that fast kick, just put in the super huge original wub. And oh, Caesar's here. Cool. Hey. And I gotta tell you, oh my gosh, my favorite thing about this is the grammar going on. There's all this alternating trading sounds that are going in like equal pieces. Like that. And the sounds are equally matched in the frequency range, so you can just hear it as like alternating sounds. And it's freaking fast and takes your brain to like this other place. That's really fun to listen to. Replay the note I put about that 3-bar break, which should be 4 bars. I really feel strongly like that should be 4 bars. And having it be off tempo or off unexpected stuff. The unexpected things are awesome, but in that one place, 4 bars is what I want. I want. Robotic Religion. This is Tony Ryan. 240 BPM isn't easy to work with either. Yeah. I hope I didn't just drive everybody away from our feedback stream. I honestly never thought I would be listening to music like that and being like, well, technically it should be 4 bars instead of 3 bars. Oh my God. How did I get an ad? I need to see the 21 seconds to wait for this ad to vomit itself out of existence.
I just said that.
I just said shut up. Courses.mixatexture.com. Check it out. There are some really cool lessons on how to make your tracks using all the stuff we talk about. A lot of stuff about EQing and frequency and spectrum in these feedback streams. I really like to point out on the spectrum line in live, the little box in that bottom corner that shows numbers and letters. Those are hertz frequencies, and you can find them on your EQ dial, and you can learn about how to do that in the course called How to EQ Your Tracks. That really goes along well with any phase of production. You learn about the voicing of sounds and how, like, why is it that 800 hertz might sound amazing on one instrument and then another instrument, it sounds awful. So you can't just, you have to figure out like what part of the sound is speaking and how do you bring out that part of the sound to make your track sound right. Like we were talking in the last track about the sub, that womb from the original wasn't really being represented in the remix, which is cool, but there's a way you could do that by having the sub bass in one part of the track instead of just having it filtered the same way all the way through. So courses.mixatexture.com is what I talk about when SoundCloud is giving us ads. Yay. Here we go. Let's start this over. Tony Ryan coming in with some dressing gown. I like that bass sound coming in. I'm not sure how loud this is going to drop, so let me hang out here. And left, right looks a little bit heavy on one side. If this bass sound is actually panned left, that should probably be centered because I'm feeling it heavy on the left, and it's too low frequency to be off balance like that. Yeah, I'm going to center these channels. I like that kick drum. When that came in, that sounded good. Cool bleeps. I like the space. That reverb's cool. Okay, that cymbal had a little bit of a volume peak. It was like a bit loud at the reverse cymbal crash. Seems like the kick and the bass line are working pretty well. Watch out for them being panned though, because that bass line should really be centered with the kick drum. That's the biggest thing I would go for. Matt Schultz, nice bass drone, yeah. Hi-hats are nice and clear. It's a pretty good mix. Matt Schultz, the kick does not work for me. Is it distorted in the mid-range? Good question. Sure. Let's Let's see if we can find it by itself later. Was there some mid-range distortion on that kick? I hear the synth is kind of buzzy, but I think the kick is all right. It has a lot of, it's like a heavy kick, right? That synth voice sounds great. So those notes should be longer. Have those synth voices hold like really long notes so it feels like a chorus. Maybe keep the singer's synth voices in here because it sounded cool. Where'd they go? Squeaky leads. The white noise. The space. There's the voices. They sounded good. I like that part. That's pretty. Cool chord progression. I was ready for the drop right there. Shit. Totally got tricked. Here now it feels like, okay, a couple notes. It feels like the kick drum isn't loud enough. At that point, that was like a huge epic build-up, false drop, second build-up, and then the kick drum came in and it felt like underpowered. Here. So watch out for that. And my main impression at this build-up is this bass note should change along with the chord progression because the chords are really cool and the chords are happening for the voices and then the synths, and you hear different instruments doing the same chord progression, which is so nice. But that bass note is on a pedal tone. It's fixed and it should be like going here, definitely down, boom, boom, maybe down, could stay there. Bow, 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 bow. I would make that bass note go down as the chord progression goes up, and I think that would help a lot harmonically. Shepherds, yeah, the bass line has more energy than the kick, so the kick drum needs to come up. And then here the kick is all right by itself, right? It's like, hey, mother of all fuckers. Done. What you got to do, Tony, center the bass line, get the kick drum louder, make the bass line change with the chord progression, and bring it back with just those changes, and that'll be good. And then check the replay for other comments. What account am I? Oh, am I logged in on the wrong SoundCloud account? No, I'm not. I have a different SoundCloud account that sometimes, this is the pro account that's paid SoundCloud, so I shouldn't be getting ads. Scott, MP3, remix, the motto. So apparently this is still in the running, and let's get so we can see the screen. Play. I had a little impatient moment there. It's like, close it. All right, 4 minutes, good. Smear that pitch. That's cool. Are you listening to lo-fi beats, Scott? I think something about your music makes me feel like you're listening to some lo-fi in there. This sounds good. Did you put a... Oh, right. You had to return on the automation. Push the compression harder. Okay. That's great. I don't think this has even noticeable compression. Those bleeps coming in. Yeah, this sounds good. There's that bent chord, the crunch chord. And then it levels out again. Harmonically dense and rich. I like that. There's like stuff to grab onto in the harmonies. Look at that kick and bass popping up together. And Tony, if you're watching on the replay for this track, you can see the bass line popping up, and you can feel how the bass line is tracking the chord progression a bit, even though it has that pulse. Just went down a couple notes. Really makes such a big difference to move the bass in the harmony. It just takes the whole track there. I like that snare and the hat snap layer. I like how that's presented in here. No Canada track without a little detune, right? And we get the effects tails all the way to the end. That is sounding good. I don't remember what it sounded like in the Mindbender version before this, so can't really give you an A/B, but just listening through that, that's really sounding pro. So hope they like it in the remix contest. Your love is lifting me higher. I like when people are putting in the changelog notes. Shepard's did a good one. He put the word changelog, and I was like, oh, I'm gonna read that because it says changelog. Let me start this one, then I'll read the notes. EQ flat. Time up on the screen. Okay, some EQ changes, little kick bass, little timpani. Is this final? Eight minutes. I need a hammock, right, for these 8-minute jams. I could just like sit in the hammock. And this is a pre-master version, I believe, so. I'm gonna play with the mid-range a little. Okay, that's EQ flat. The reason I wanted to do that is I feel like it's the mids could be compressed and brought up a little bit more to the front, a little louder. Bottom feels good and the top feels crispy, so I was imagining what's mid-range compression gonna do. Those timpani are totally working now. Yeah. And they're doing that grammar thing again too, where it's a pattern that repeats and alternates like a conversation, right? I want to go through that again. The timpani, each individual hit you can hear, which solved the problem that happened first. They're in a really cool frequency range now that wasn't always like that. And they go with the vocal. At the same time, the vocal and the timpani, and they both sound good together. getting really into that sound. Wow, wow. So you compress the bass line hard because it was bleeding together. I'm feeling this one done. I know, it reminds me of the Stunning White Pantsuit. Hi girls, I just got off a plane. And that lead, like a little out and then in again. Really nice delay. Body. And the reverb on the timpani. That filter on the voice, I remember talking about that. Detuned freaking build up. Whoa. Opposite of a riser is like. That is so sneaky. Matt Schultz, this tune is done. Sometimes I do not understand how you guys always find stuff to improve. We don't. We just find stuff to talk about because we like talking about it. This track is done for sure. I'm feeling in the mastering, the mid-range could get some compression and minor tonal EQ for the overall balance of mids compared to lows and highs, which basically just means make it all louder. How many tracks do we have for today? That little melody. Yeah, that melody comes up out of nowhere and gets louder and louder. Dude, put this one out, man. This one's for real. Ready to go. Or I guess we might put it out. Okay, let's skip out and get to the ending. And the mix out solid. Spacey. Got me going. I wanted to hear just the pings. That's a great sound to mix into a new record. Just these little pings. I want to play it this summer. Jens. Oh, that's Jens. Want to play it this summer. Cool. Yeah, get that mastered. Good. Magic. Another one. We're going through people by groupings. Oh, DJ Waters. I missed you before. And we got Shepherds coming up. So I'm going to check the notes on this one. See what is the change log. EQ flat. We didn't test mono on any of these yet, but I think they're in pretty good shape. Okay, hybrid style percussion, broken beat techno, big room sounds, Latin inspired beats. Yeah, that feeling of having to wrestle a track into existence. These two elements are really cool that are playing together. There's the bass line, it's doo-doo, doo-doo, doo, doo-doo, doo-doo, doo. That's holding down the bottom, and then the bleeps on top are a triplet, right? And there's a Casio pluck kind of feel. I'd like to hear a section without those plucky leads a little later. Good atmosphere. That low pad. The top loops percussion I would mix a little bit differently. I feel the need for a really strong closed hi-hat. It's like the. And right now the percussion is more of a shuffle where it like shika 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 shika. So the shuffle is cool and all the right sounds are there, but if you could pull out one closed hi-hat that's just on the upbeat, I think it would pull it forward. Like the energy of the groove, you know? Just kind of subtly tweak it. I just got caught doing a dance move in a breakdown. Oh man. This bass line's fucking cool. Go. That's almost like the chugs, like go 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 go. I would pull up like 900, 100, 1000. Let me go back and just EQ that bass part a little bit because good example of a sound that actually sounds pretty cool at 700 or 600. And this one is sort of like the timpani. It doesn't need a lot of sub. Let me just go back to that part one more time. Here's EQ flat. The sub end of this. 30, 40 hertz is going to be where the kick drum is. So at that breakdown part, the sub sounds cool, but when the kick and that bass line are in together, you could get that super sub out of the bass line and have it more in that chunky, like mid-rangey, middle of the mid-range, you know, 600-700 hertz to get the like the chunk, like the bite on it. I'm going to call that an atonal reverb because the chords are changing not like in a chord progression, but in like tone clusters, and the reverb has them layer up together. Harmonically drawing outside the lines. That was so cool. The first, the dry part of the chords, you can hear they have individual notes that are like, each sound good. Each chord sounds good as like one little like strike, like a harmonic thing. But the way they overlap in the reverb just mushes them all together in this like bent harmony, I guess. And right here, the percussion's not loud enough. Here's some high shelf. And you might want to do something to to get into it, to take that lead vocal and sidechain the big reverb so the vocal is always pushing the reverb down. I think this would be a good situation to use that technique. Right here. Because that synth is super swimmy and the reverb is like whoa, all over the place. And I would like the vocal to just be really loud and clear coming through. Not unlike a DJ Waters vocal, if I must say. Oh, Matt, that's a good idea. The reverb grabs the top end of the sound. So you could... I'm not sure how you're EQing the reverb, but you could take some of the high frequencies out of the reverb so the vocal has even more space to be up there in that upper mid. And then the lead is in. This one. Somehow I feel like we dropped into a heavier jam right here, which is cool. That hi-hat sounds good now. Arpeggiator's gone wild. You know what the bass line is doing? It's getting on the upbeat or the downbeat. Down, up, down, up, down, up. That's cool. For dancing, that's fun because the bass line is hitting your body at different parts of your up and down cycle. Down, up. Oh, cool. You just took away the breakbeat feel. Now it goes straight so you could mix in another track. Right here. No. Come back. Right here, right? That shit is serious. Could you get to this right here earlier in the track and use this as an 8-bar thing just to grab people? Because that is so simple and clear. That's like the stripped down core of what the track is doing. And actually, I'm going to amend my baseline comment. You should have this baseline should have a sub frequency, but I would split these. I would double the channel and have one channel only doing the sub frequencies and the other channel doing the upper bass frequencies. So you could really split them and get that kick and sub coming together. Because I can hear the sub is doing. Let's just listen to the sub part here. And like we were talking about the baseline pattern going down, up, down, up. So with the sub bass, the one on the downbeat, you could just mute that note and not even have it because the kick is there. But the sub could be on the two upbeats, and that would make the low end have a constant. We'll have that whoop that's coming on the upbeat. Getting technical, it's like scissors in the frequency range and the timing. Caesar, feels like some elements are a little bit out of key, although it's very good sound design. Yeah, that is the Canada sound, I'm going to say, is that he's giving it to you harmonically in a complex picture. There's always creative decisions about pitch and tonality and the feeling of chords, because chords really, music theory is a way you can describe what's happening, but it's not like a way to say if it's right or wrong. It's like saying, here's one harmonic pattern that might be expected, and here's one that's bending it. And the fun part is when it bends and comes back to resolution. So I want to just stay right here for a little minute. Doop, doop. Low end, good. Yeah. I don't have an idea of where in the track that could fit, but what if it came in just, for example, after this big build-up? Cool, cool. What's different? Okay, hold on. Go from here and then bring in. So you did have that in there already. One little closed tick right there. Yeah. Huh, I guess I didn't notice it exactly because all the synths came in and stacked up and we were into the atmospheric reverb and everything. But if you have the clarity of the bass line and beat and high end of percussion and the synths a little quieter at this part and it keeps that driving groove like we just had when it was spacious, it's gonna be freaking dead. That's a cool track. All right, good. Let me know if that all makes sense. I think that's enough tips for that track. And that's a cool track. Weird that the way the harmonies stack up on in the reverb is dangerous territory, but when it sounds cool like that, it's kind of like mixing colors, right? If you have like red, yellow, and blue on different parts of the paper and you start to finger paint with little kids, you're gonna get some brown in the middle, but the way that it turns from colors that mix together and become something that's, you know, greater than the sum of the parts is what's interesting. Caesar, hi Ian, preparing for a baptism of a friend's child. What a special thing to do this weekend. It's kind of funny we can say Hail Caesar, he's doing baptisms too. You never know what kind of superpowers people have. DJ Waters, let's go to, I wanna play the Shepherd's track first because Shepherd's been here. We did a whole bunch of DJ Waters. And we got a lot of DJ Waters to play. And we got Matt Schultz, and I always like to play tracks from people who are here. We did that one. Dressing Gown. Tony Vegas put in a bunch of them. And Jens is here, right? So wait, what's this gonna go like? Jens, Matt Schultz, Shepherd Rappers. And I forgot to, was that the one that was just brand new, and didn't fit together? Forgot to close that tab. Okay, Shepherds, here we go. EQ back to flat. And this had the change log. Let me check. Okay, that breakdown, we were asking about more bass, low bass, and that break in the middle there, so let's check that out. Oh, that sounds good. Replace the percussion section was overpowering the highs. This is really fitting together nicely already. Today is detuning day for sure. And the background layers, that little bubbly thing, really good. Yeah, the top end distortion on the kick for sure. That's cool, 145. That layer did grow from nothing. Yes, right here. Super deep. Here's a little more bass EQ. And the stereo field on this is sick. Going boom in the car. Yeah, this is proper. I think this is done. Everything is hitting just right. Here comes a new layer. Bow, 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 bow. Ear candy. That was cool. Gonna do a little mid-range here. Those little bees, like that was about 1,000 hertz I was just tweaking to get that little. Yen's loving it. Bam, bam. Yeah, the layers are always changing underneath, like coming and going. Basic soul unit vibes. And the ride cymbal, it's great. Everything just keeps coming in and making you happy in here. Yeah, Matt Schultz, I remember that too. There used to be tracks that would take weeks and weeks and like take forever, and now it's like version 2 done, version 3 done. Oh, wait, what was that? The cymbal's got like a frr, frr. Was that a fast auto pan? Frr. Taking the ride cymbal back and forth? That was a good effect. This part too. And that little, it gets wider and wider. Stereo. You know what we're gonna do? We're gonna go mono. Right here. This is mono. And one more time now, gonna go in stereo. Sound like rip your head apart. Claps for Shepherds. That one seems done. I'm not sure about the guy in the picture though. That dude in the corner, he looks like he might need a little snack. He's hungry. He has no flesh and no body. Okay. Oh, you wowed it out. Okay, so that wow sound on the ride with tape emulation and high auto panning rate. Right, yeah, auto pan. It was like flutter. Matt Schultz, Shake a Big sound system, quite good. Yeah. That's a great sounding track, and it was so smooth too. The highs, like, just as every part entered, they just felt right. You know, it didn't feel like too loud or whatever. And one interesting thing too. Where was that? There's the detuning thing. There it is again. Like you get layers that kind of creep in and then go back down again. And they don't really have a clear definition of where they start or stop. But the percussion is clearly defined, so that makes it like easy to understand how the track is changing. I think that's a really good way to describe like programming beats is basically, the way to describe making electronic music, when the drums are doing cycles of 4 bars, 8 bars, 16s, and 32s, it makes it really easy to listen to the music. And then at the same time, all the synths and filters and effects can be just totally like going on top of that and just like mutating and morphing. And it almost doesn't matter what they do if the beats are organized. So that's a good recipe. Chop up your beats, get the beats in systems, 16s, 32s, breakdowns and stuff. Then you can do whatever you want with your synths on top. Or converse, for if we can make a lesson out of this, when you have a track that feels like it's not going anywhere, people say it's boring, it feels like it never drops, or it feels like you don't know what's wrong with the mix or something. A lot of times the beat is just going too long without changing. And it doesn't matter how good your synths are or how good your harmonic progression and bass line, all that stuff. If the beat is just like one loop that's going forever and not changing at all, the problem with the track could be totally related to rhythmic programming and not about your sound design or your chords or whatever. So it can be hard to diagnose why a track doesn't feel right, but that's definitely one of the things to look at. Is the question is, are the beats changing all the time? Is something always coming in and out predictably enough that you feel like you get the reward? Build up, drop, reward, like that. Ian is dead on with the humor. What did I say? Oh, the skull looks like, you guys, she was dead. Yeah, cracking jokes. Oh, Ian, what is going on? I want to talk more about that program that your wife is saying is connected with some school and they're learning about some, not a topic for this, but I noticed that comment. That looked cool. Empathy V3, Matt Schultz, EQ flat, stereo wide. Let's see what we got. Push it up a little more. Nice. Dropped in right at the right level. So I turned up the synth to where I felt like I could hear what I wanted, and the kick drum came in right at the right level. That's good. Is this a fire atmosphere? I forget. The crackle in the background. The warm bath track. Subtle updates, parallel compression on the percussion. 1 dB lowered the chord volume. All right. Oh, and tube saturation on the master. Wonderful to be able to hear that. The kick feels nice and hard for such a chill style. It really has like a knock on it. My co-pilot loves this one. I was picturing DJ Waters in a bathtub, but it's like a big metal bathtub with a fire under it. And he's like throwing shit on the fire. Like, oh, it's so warm. The tap tap. Super nice. Yeah, the atmosphere layer is good. Chords are sounding good. It's all soft and balanced. Yeah, the kick and the bass definitely have that gel. So Matt, are you mastering this yourself with the master channel tube saturation, or like are you just kind of processing the master before like actual mastering? I mean, this sounds done for sure. Let's explore the high frequencies. That reverb in there. If I was mastering this, I might go up a little bit with a high shelf EQ. Of course, we're playing from SoundCloud though, so maybe that's why. There's a lot of interesting detail in the high frequencies. That's what I'm saying there. Oh, no mastering applied. Good. So yeah, there's space to make minor tone tweaks. Getting sweaty. Yeah, this one is ready. This is it. Very peaceful. It's like 110. Yeah, very definitely. So the question is, if you drop a dub techno track in the middle of the forest, will anybody hear it? The subtle sizzle, totally agree. A little distinct from your other tracks. It's great, Matt, that's done. That's a beautiful track. So Jens, your turn. From Within. And EQ is flat, back in stereo. There we go. Push that up a little bit. Yeah. Wow, an hour just went by. Didn't even notice. Wow, I'm surprised it's 1:30 because it feels like a slower track. I think there was a couple. What was going on there? That at 57, there's one big bass bump that's too big. Because there's a really cool little whoop whoop thing happening, but the one big bass bump is too big for it, so. I like that bass thing, the whoop whoop. Can you get the buzz on that sub bass line up a little bit louder? There's a little high frequency thing. Let me try and grab it right here. That wah, wah is wide and like buzzy at a frequency where there's not a lot happening in the track, and it really pulls out the rhythm of that sub. Wow, wow. It's a little bit slow too, right? Yeah, you guys keep me up here. Send coffee. I like that bass pulse. The little plucks. Why did they stop? I like those little plucks. It kind of feels empty after they stop, and there's like, this part feels like we're just waiting for something to happen. There they are again. Yeah, once those plucks start, I think they should keep going. You like to see me go through all the stages of caffeine, right? Like in the morning, I'm like, oh, yeah. Fucking I ran out. All right, good. Now it feels fresh again. It felt a little bit too empty there before this part. But here, like the beat, the bass, the hi-hats, and the little click. This part is really good. This is at 130. 130 beeps. Something about it feels a lot slower than 130 though. And last week we were talking about that low end has the double bumps. That feels like it's working okay, like the kick drum and the floor tom thing. Boom, 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 boom. Okay, that sounds like a robot. I wonder if the kick drum could even be a little bit louder. Cool sound design. Kind of an echoey feedback deal. Watch that one frequency spiking up there. 1.45K. Oh, 129. You could push it a little faster. That one sound that's right around 2K, 1.5K. Be really careful with that sound because that's going to be painful on a big system like... And especially like if people are playing this on a system that's not so good, where the tweeters or the mids are kind of fried a little bit and it just might not be a good sound at all. So right around there. Really watch out with that spiky lead thing. I would go to that with a notch EQ. Don't even use parametric. Just get a notch, like a V shape, and just go to the exact spikes and ditch them down. 1.45. Because that'll cut through the mix in the wrong way. Cut through your face. And here we go, locking in at the end on the jam again. And again, 2.89 kilohertz. Take it down. This other lead is super cool. Bow, 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 bow. That's a cool lead. And we ended up with a kick drum. Cool. I think one more mix and that could be done. So, did we do? Okay, we did that one, right? Disaster Fund, right? So exploration, and then 2 Vegas tracks, and it's 1:20 p.m. on Saturday. Happy Saturday! It's finally getting nice out. And my neighbors had a party last night. There's a building that opened up the new upstairs for a rental place for like birthday parties or just like one-off events. There were like 700 teenagers when I left. I left my house to go to see some other DJs, and I saw a lot of people, and I was like, huh, they're gonna be having fun. Everybody wearing sunglasses and shit, cool. And then I came back at like, whatever, 1:30. There were like 30 cop cars on every corner of the block. Like, it was like a fucking riot. I mean, it wasn't a riot. It was just people standing around the street, but all the traffic was stopped. All these cops were outside, and all these teenagers were like, we were just trying to hang out. I don't know why the cops came. I thought somebody got shot, but apparently not. Okay, just started this one yesterday, going for the summer style vibe. DJ Waters is coming over to the tech side. First off, is the hi-hat can be louder.
Good cat.
Vocals and reverb effects are on point. Good. Are you gonna bring in a snare drum? Feels like it's growing. Yeah, this is where some percussion layers need to come in and start filling out, adding energy, building stuff up. You could use claps for that.
This is a story of exploration, a journey to find new worlds, explore unseen cities and civilizations. Prepare to open your mind and to free your soul.
Why can't school be like this?
Travelers, we
Play some-
welcome you to our world.
Imagine if school was like electronic music and teachers talking like that. Yeah, we need some percussion. It's cool because it could be like a total tech beat, like the Shepherd's beats, right? Or you could take it in the house direction. $136. I tapped a perfect 136. Distorted 16th notes, right? Cool. I wouldn't mind having that synth layer to remix with. Oh, Jens, you gotta go. See you later. Thanks for hanging out. I think a couple people could put some beats on this and do a little remix when you're ready, if you want. Okay, let's hear what happens when the bass drops out. Here it's like, whoa, 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 whoa. Now it's just kick drum with no tail. So this exact combination, just the kick and that synth and that voice, would be really fun to put some beats on. I would do this like a breakbeat thing, right? A little bit like that. Great. As always, your vocal presentation is amazing. Right up, loud, and in your face. Like I always think of DJ Waters sneaking up behind me and being like, vocal, like right there. So work on that a little bit more. That's a great start. Cool feeling, cool world. And again, it's really nice to see you exploring into different tempos with your mind open. Explore different tempos.
To open your mind and to free your soul.
I'm not going to make fun of that guy. He's saying cool stuff. I wanted to say open your mind to 136 BPM. What's this, version 2? There's the claps. Into the darkness. That was a really cool build-up. I think this is cool with 135. I don't really know about starting off a track. This thing at 120, I was getting ready to hear this as the whole track, and it was cool. That kick drum, boom, 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 boom. I could get really into that. The buildup was amazing, but then having a 135 BPM track, this opening was good enough to be a track at 120. And as a DJ, I don't like it if I have a track with an intro at 1 BPM. I want to beat, match, and play this part. I would basically just skip the whole beginning. So at the least, make these into 2 tracks and have 2 different pieces of music at 2 different tempos. Says me, but you know, I know you played things that mess up the tempo, the expectation. This sounds smacking. That like crack on the kick drum. Oh, good atmosphere. That's really nice. Echoey. And a little ear candy in there. Nice. Perfect. Nothing else here. This one is the build-up I like. It really has a bouncy energy. You could use another hi-hat layer somewhere around here. keep it changing, bring in a little sound, bring another one out. There it is. Oh, it was about to come in? Shit. I just got impatient exactly when it was going to come in. There it is. Yeah, I was ready for that new sound. This is so ticky and clicky. Yeah, great tracks today, everybody. I don't have a track in today. I was lazy. That's cool. This high frequency sound like grabs my head. That is great sound design and that whole build up. And the way the kick comes in, it has this kind of psytrance feel of the kick drum. It has like that click on it. And the alternating bass line. So I would play this in some kind of psytrance set rather than like a hard techno set. And there's some spots you could use another hi-hat layer or a percussion layer or something. Lazy or recharging? Well, I mean, I'm always doing stuff and being busy. I didn't work on my own tracks this week. Is that true? What did I do this week? I did some other little videos. Into the darkness. Oh, I did those little 3-minute videos for the In Place of War project. That's what I did. Oh, good vocal. Wait, what's that sub thing? Into the darkness. I like that bass. Cool, great track, good beginning. You heard my opinion on the start. That low kick is super cool, and I could totally listen to this 120 BPM kind of freak house jam. I would dig a whole track like that. And then here, this buildup is crazy. So from here going towards 136 is awesome too. And then we're here in the psytrance land. So take my comments and do what you want with them. Main thing is work on the hi-hat percussion layers, bringing in and out a couple of percussions and getting the drums up a little bit louder so it really has that like clicky thing going on top. In headphones, those vocals are so present, I looked through the room, confused. Who was talking there? And it was only Ian Waters. SciX, dressing on. This is Tony Ryan again, I think. Detuning is the theme of the day. Cannot escape. That's a cool string instrument. Like 132. So there's no kick drum basically, and it kind of works as a spacey electronic ambient type jam. And for 132, just like doof, 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 you'd have a hard hitting track right there. I can see there is a kick drum down there. Hold on, let me go up with the massive low shelf boost. Maybe that's more of what the idea was. sounds like the mix is just way too small on the kick drum. Like the kick is like almost non-existent. And paradoxically enough, anybody out there, if you make a mix like this and your mix sounds like this, but in your studio it feels like you're making a track with a huge kick drum, you could be producing on a system. Here are some problems that would make that happen. Number one, if you have a subwoofer in your studio, the subwoofer is cranked up so loud that in your room, it's like boof, boof, boof. What you would accidentally be doing is compensating for the room volume by having your kick drum channel really low in the mix. And then when you share a mix to somebody else with a different sound system, it sounds like the kick drum is not there. So it could be having a subwoofer cranked up way too high, or sitting in a boxy square room and you're located in the corner where there's a big acoustic bass buildup. So you're hearing, again, whoa, 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 whoa. And in your mix, the kick is way skinny and mini because the room is amplifying the sub frequencies that you're hearing.
Now, which means we got it, you get it, in stock now.
We got it, you get it, kick drum in your face. So big in the game, dressing gown. Let's, Tony, if you can get back to us in Discord and let us know like what your monitor situation is, so we can have an idea of what you're hearing and then help out with what your track is doing. That might be cool. Big in the game, next mix. Oh, and you were saying you're looking for an MC on this one, or vocals, right? Okay, that pluck is a bunch too loud. Let's just go for the low end here. That kick needs a bunch of EQ to get the low. That's where the 600 hertz low mid area of the kick drum is just trash. Just go to 600 and just dump out like minus 15 dB with a wide Q. Because it has that nice big bottom at 33 hertz. And the sub can be a little bit lower volume compared to the kick. Next, when the pluck comes in, this sound needs to be compressed a bit so it's not poking out so loudly and not be so loud in the mix.
Do you want to start the game again?
Vocals sound good. Nice and out front. Super Mario on a Prince of Persia mission. Snare drum is good. Hi-hats need to be louder compared to the snare drum. So this is a cool mix because it has good sounds and the song seems to have a structure and a good idea behind it. A couple of mix tweaks will make a huge difference. So get the kick drum EQ'd from like 300 to 700. Just scoop all that out so the kick has a really nice big bottom, and make the drone, like the 808 sub, a little bit lower in level. Then take the plucks, compress that sound, bring it a little bit lower in the mix, and just those couple of changes. And bring up the hi-hats louder relative to the snare drum. And those things right there will just bring that mix into focus and give us a good sonic picture of what's happening. So 137. Nice work, everybody. I'm going right back to where we were before. Infinite finite. And Pivclit's off in the woods somewhere today, so he's not hearing us. Oh, Tony's here. Oh my God, I didn't know you were even here. Kali 8 in monitors. Okay, gotta look that up. Matt Schultz can imagine Cypress Hill rapping over this. Yeah, that track was cool. It has space for a cool lyric, and that'll be good. And then Tony, remember to create a new thread when you post a link. This track was lost. Just do click the little thing and do create thread. And that'll make it easier to show up. All right, so it's one work in progress, not mixed yet. Good. So I hope we gave you some mix notes that you can apply right away and get it in shape better. And I don't know if we have very many vocalists in the group or lyrical writers, but you can always post in the Facebook group and say, hey, I'm looking for some lyrics, and see if everybody has connections. I don't know if there's like a lot of MCs exactly, but everybody knows somebody, so maybe we could find you some MCs. All right, that's going to be it for track feedback today. Thanks for watching, everybody. As always, if you're new here, what you do is go to courses.mixtexture.com to get yourself on track with your production skills You can check out Basic Mixing, which is a really cool course where we talk about the gain staging and leveling the kick drum and the beats. So when you press play and turn it on, it comes out loud and everything fits in the mix the right way. We talk about EQing in there and compression limiters, effects chains, bus groups, organizing sounds into stereo subgroups like all your drums, all your instruments, all your effects, to get those groups together and then bring them into the mix so that when you feel a mix and you need a little more of something, you have headroom to turn up the one sound you need and make it sound right. Basic Mixing is a really fun course, and pretty much everybody needs to learn this stuff sooner or later. So if you need to learn this stuff, click into Basic Mixing and check it out. And it's done with built-in hands-on Ableton session lessons, which are projects where you do the lessons inside Live. They're really cool. You learn by doing it. You get to make music inside the course. There's intro videos. You can read about the modules, gain staging, mixing tracks, mixing groups and effects, mixing buses, and then a whole bunch of guides and videos to make it super easy so it becomes part of your workflow. That's the cool thing about hands-on lessons is you learn by doing it. So then when you get to one of your own projects, you don't even really think, oh, what was I trying to write down or whatever. You just like, oh, I know how to do this, chink, chink, chink. And it's like a visual, perceptual way of learning that you can apply right away in your life to make better music. Matt Schultz, Out into the Echo World. Yeah, your track is amazing, Matt. It sounded really good. And there's a bunch of other courses in there in the Mixatexture member site, which is at courses.mixatexture.com. And I'm rebuilding some fun stuff in the back end to make it even easier for you to click around, collect points, unlock members discounts, get little bonus products and surprises, and collect these points up top where it says 0 EP, engagement points. The site gives you points for what you do. Just like any video game, you get points, unlock bonuses, upgrade your weapons, get your power-ups, go faster, jump higher, kill the monster boss at the end of the level. And that is it for me. So thanks, everybody. I'll see you in the Facebook group. I'll see you on Discord. See your new tracks on Bandcamp and then Beatport. And as always, if you have any questions, let me know. Steve@mixatexture.com. I am here to help. All right. Cool. Tony, you're welcome. Thanks, everybody.